r/ruleshorror. Posted by you/APersonWhomReddits. Rules for Santa's Workshop. If you are receiving this message, congratulations! You have been chosen to work at Santa's Workshop. Due to the coronavirus pandemic, we have been short-staffed as of late, so we have turned to hiring any humans who apply through my email address, which is listed at the bottom of this message if you have any questions or concerns about the job. So far, you are the only human who has been accepted into the program. This job is not as easy as many of your Christmas movies make it out to be. The workshop is a high-maintenance area that must be treated with extreme care. Before you come to the workshop, there is a list of very important rules that must be addressed. Please try not to break any of these rules. We wouldn't want anyone to get on Santa's naughty list now, would we? Rules of the Workshop. 1A. Before entering the main area of the workshop, please remove all religious items from your person and change into one of the designated workshop suits. Do not worry if the suit feels tight at first, as it will slowly begin to mold into a perfectly fitting suit with just a little bit of Christmas magic. 1B. Please take the suit from a clothing rack with your name on it, as taking it from someone else will make the elves angry. 1C. If your suit begins to tighten instead, refer to Rule 15 or you will be crushed to death slowly and painfully. 2. Do not eat any gingerbread that you find in the break room. We don't know what made it, but it isn't safe to eat unless you like having your internal organs combust and disintegrate. 3. Always make sure that the sign outside the building says Santa's Workshop and nothing else. If, for any reason, the sign does not say this, please leave for the rest of the day and send me an email telling me about this. I will understand and your pay will not be docked. 4. If the sign says Satan's Workshop, we are sorry, as there is nothing we can do for you now. 5A. No music is allowed within the workshop at any time. The speakers play all of the music and it is very disrespectful to Santa. 5B. Don't talk shit about Mariah Carey. It makes Santa angry. 6. When working on the toys, make sure to never make the toys designated to anyone by the name of Jangle Boils, as he is on the naughty list and we are not sure how his name keeps showing up. 7. Don't get on the naughty list. If you ever see your name on it, please refer to Rule 15. 8. If at any time you see a bright red light coming from outside, do not worry, it is just Santa working with the reindeer. 9A. Do not look at Santa. 9B. Do not speak to Santa. 9C. If Santa ever approaches you and asks what you would like for Christmas, ask for what you want most and think happy thoughts. He will beat you to death with what you picked and it is better to die happy anyways. 9D. Do not go anywhere near Santa's sack. 9E. If you ever hear Santa shouting ho ho ho, hide under your desk and pray that he does not see you. 10. If a man wearing a massive black robe covered in rusty metal chains ever approaches you, do not look at his face. That is Mr. K. You will not like what you see. Instead, press the red button under your toy assembly desk and run for dear life. 11. Please build at least 129 toys during your shift. Santa doesn't like slackers. 12. Please be kind to the elves. They work hard enough as it is and we don't want to clean up what is left of your mangled corpse if you make them angry. 13A. Do not go outside of the workshop during your shift. The reindeer are hungry and Rudolph is especially vicious. If, for some reason, you find yourself outside during this time, please refer to Rule 15. 13B. Do not, under any circumstances, approach the reindeer stables. They can smell flesh and will give you a slow, gory death. 14. If anyone by the name of Mr. McQuelf enters the workshop, listen to anything they tell you to do, no matter how bizarre the requests may seem. 15. If you have broken any of the rules that say to refer to Rule 15, then quickly find a candy cane. It can be any flavor, it just has to be a candy cane. After sucking on the candy cane until it is sharp enough, promptly slit your throat with it. Trust me, the alternatives are worse. 16. If a man going by the name of Buddy appears next to you, keep a conversation going with him. This will not save you, it will only delay your gruesome death. 17A. When going to sleep in the designated cabins, do not sleep in cabin 1225. There was a fire in that cabin once and the elves in there are always looking for someone to join them. 17B. Always go to sleep before midnight. That's when the abominable come out. They will know if you are awake and will tear you limb from limb when they catch you. 18. Do not enter a dark room, ever. It will not be empty. 19. In the rare event that the workshop is completely empty and is not playing music, nowhere is safe for you anymore. Santa will always know where you are. 20. Do not take any toys outside of the workshop, they will come to life and tear you apart from the inside out. 21. There are only 21 rules in the workshop. Anyone claiming that there are 34 of them are to be sent to the reindeer stables. These are all of the rules that you must follow at Santa's workshop. Thank you for applying for this job, and remember, have a happy holidays. Sincerely, Holly Jolly. Next story of this video. Posted by you/APersonWhomReddits. How did you get here? Hello? Is anybody there? If you are reading this, I am so sorry that you have ended up here. I'm afraid all I can do is give you some rules so you can get on the right path to hopefully find our safe haven. 1. You should be standing on or near a path with lights right now. I think. If you aren't directly on one, then go to the nearest lit path. 1A. Once again, go to the nearest path regardless of who/what it is made of. 1B. Do this before reading any of the other rules, otherwise you might get lost and become something not quite human. 2. After this, just go straight and, for the love of God, though by this point I think God died a long time ago, don't look behind you. You are safe as long as you don't do this. Please just. I can't lose you too, okay? I've lost enough as it is. 2A. It may feel like you are walking for hours before anything changes. However, this may or may not be true. Time doesn't really work here, at least not in the normal way. Time is normally portrayed as a straight, flat line. Time here is like, well, think of it like a loaf of bread. It's large and, if you cut it open, it is full of tiny little holes. I call it a bread loaf time pocket. I'm rambling again, aren't I? I'll just get to the next rule now. 3. You should eventually come across a house of some kind. Like the path, it, usually, doesn't matter what the house looks like. But this doesn't mean you shouldn't pay close attention to it. You will need to in order to tell if you need to keep walking or if it is safe to enter. 3A. The house should always have a patio, outdoor lights and windows. If it does not have all three of these, keep walking. 3B. If it is a normal house that has its inside lights and its outdoor lights on, it is perfectly safe to enter and bears no risk upon entering the front patio. You should face no problem getting to the door. 3C. If the house only has one of these two lights on, take caution as, upon entering the front patio, several large, humanoid objects will likely appear in random spots around the aforementioned patio. You may get an uncanny valley kind of feeling from looking at them. This is normal. Then moving or speaking, however, is not. Get to the door as fast as possible. 3D. If the house has no lights on at all, close your eyes and walk backwards. You should start to hear whispering. Do not try to understand what they are saying, it will drive you mad. Once the voices stop, open your eyes and keep walking forwards until you come across another house and repeat the process as necessary. My family listened to the voices. Mr. Bluestone listened to the voices. That's why we're all here. That's not why you're here though. There is still some hope for you. 3E. If the house looks more like a factory of some sort, I would advise against entering it. The only person who has claimed to have entered it, and survived, claimed that he spent an eternity enslaved in what he called an overly festive hellhole in a cold, snowy, barren wasteland. He said that he was forced into labor by someone named Holly J and how she lured him into a trap with promises of safety or something. Either way, we tried asking him for more information, but he started having seizures of some kind, his body temperature dropped to well below freezing as he died, screaming about Satan's workshop being the only escape or something. After we did an autopsy on him, we found he was filled to the point of bursting with some sort of unmeltable snow. Yeah. I wouldn't enter that place if I were you. Or anyone really. 4. Once you enter the correct house, regardless of its appearance, other than the outdoor and indoor lights and the patio of course, it will appear to be a one-story house with hacienda-style architecture. You have roughly 30 minutes to find the longest hallway in the house and enter the first open door that you see in said hallway. Usually it will only take you 3 to 4 minutes to find the room though. For the record, the place you are in is in my house, more specifically my room. At least it was until it became unsafe. But don't worry, take the last 25-ish minutes you have left to read the note I taped to the back of the door. You no longer need this note. Further instructions on what to do with this note will be on the one on the note on the back of the door. I hope you make it to us safely. Sincerely, someone you can trust.